The very long, very slow day of Mr. Herbert the Hedgehog. Once upon a very ordinary morning, in a very ordinary town, in a very ordinary forest, lived Mr. Herbert the Hedgehog. Mr. Herbert wasn't in a rush. He never was. In fact, he was known across the forest for being the slowest hedgehog anyone had ever met. Not because he couldn't go fast, he simply chose not to. 7 a.m. Waking up slowly. At exactly 7 a.m., Herbert's eyes fluttered open. Well, not quite fluttered, more like gently, very gently, creaked open, like an old book being read for the 100th time. He blinked once, waited 5 seconds, then blinked again. Then, with tremendous effort, he moved one paw out from under the blanket, then the other. Then he yawned. A long, quiet yawn. Not because he was tired, but because yawning was just part of the morning routine. Herbert looked at the wooden ceiling of his cozy little burrow. There were 12 wooden beams. He counted them slowly. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12, then back to 1, just to make sure. Yep, still 12. 7:45 a.m. Preparing breakfast. It was time for breakfast. Herbert carefully stood up. He walked 3 steps to the left. He paused. He looked around. Then he took 2 steps forward, then 1 more. Now he was in the kitchen. He opened the cupboard. Inside there were 3 items: a box of plain cereal, an unopened jar of unsweetened applesauce, a spoon. He chose the cereal. He poured exactly 38 flakes into a bowl. He counted them, twice. Then he poured room temperature water over them because he didn't like cold milk. He ate the cereal, 1 flake at a time. Crunch, pause, crunch, pause. After 26 minutes, breakfast was complete. 8:45 a.m. Washing the spoon. Herbert walked to the sink. He turned on the faucet. The water trickled out slowly. He watched the droplets for a while. They were quite round, very wet. He gently rinsed the spoon, then dried it with a towel, then set it in the drawer, perfectly straight. He felt pleased. 9 a.m. Sitting quietly. At 9 a.m. sharp, Herbert sat on his wooden stool by the window. He did not plan to do anything. He just sat and looked. Outside, a leaf was on the ground. It didn't move. Neither did Herbert, for a long time. Then a breeze came. The leaf wobbled slightly. Herbert blinked once to acknowledge it. Then he kept sitting. This went on for 47 minutes. 9:47 a.m. A walk, sort of. Feeling bold, Herbert decided it was time for a walk. He grabbed a scarf, even though it was 22 degrees outside. He opened the door slowly, then closed it, then opened it again, then stepped outside. He took a few steps, stopped to admire a rock. It was very much a rock, gray, solid, slightly round, nothing more, nothing less. He continued walking. A twig cracked under his foot. He looked at it, then at the sky, then at his foot, then at the twig again. Interesting, he thought. He walked a bit more, then sat on a bench made of bark. The bench didn't creak. That was nice. 11:30 a.m., returning home. After 83 steps and 5 pauses, Herbert returned home. He removed his scarf, hung it up, looked at it to make sure it was hanging straight. It wasn't. So he fixed it, then nodded in satisfaction. He poured himself a glass of room temperature water, sat down, took a sip, waited a minute, took another sip. 12 p.m., noon. It was now noon, the exact middle of the day, not morning, not afternoon, just noon. Herbert liked noon. It was a good time for staring, so that's what he did. He stared at the wall. The wall stared back. They understood each other. 1 p.m., a nap. It was time for his nap. He lay down, closed his eyes, opened them again, closed them once more, and slowly, very slowly, drifted into the softest, gentlest sleep, where nothing exciting happened at all, just quiet, peaceful, ordinary dreams of cereal and spoons and counting ceiling beams. And that was Herbert's very long, very slow, very uneventful day.